Start making some Frogger game. So, in the Google Classroom, or as a download link, I have provided Frogger assets as a zip file. When you download it, you will need to double-click this file to open it and have it create a new folder with all of the assets inside. You can certainly make your own assets, but we are providing these for you as a starter as well. Now, when you create a new Scratch folder or new Scratch project, please rename it Frogger. And we are going to show you how to animate the actual frog. To do that, we're going to need a new sprite. You can go ahead and click into the sprite that's existing, go to the costumes, and delete it so there's only that one costume left. But what we want to do is upload a whole series of images so that we have an animation to work with. Again, go to that folder of the downloads, and you're going to select Frog 1, hold down your Shift while selecting 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 so that it uploads all of them at the same time. When you press open, you should see all of these have come in. Now you can eliminate that very first one. Check to make sure they are in order. Frog 1 should be in slot 1, 2 in slot 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. As you click through these, you should see how the animation is going to work. Now, let's code it. To show how animations work, first we want to say next costume. When we click on this, you can see that it is animating through the progress. We can do that many times by hitting the control and now saying repeat for how many frames we have. We have 6 frames. So if I double click this, you can see the animation happening. Pretty cool. Now let's set up this as our game. So in our events, let's set up some controls. First, when the green flag is clicked, we will forever want to provide controls for our player. We do that by providing if statements that are sensing which key is being pressed. In our case, up arrow. When this happens, we want to make sure it's pointed in the right direction. So we're going to say point in direction, make sure that it is pointing upwards, and then it moves. Here I press upwards, it's moving. To add the animation in, we can simply add this repeat block into that same if statement. Now when I click the green flag, he's moving forward with the animation. Now we want to have this work for all of our keys. If I were to duplicate this, that could work, and I could change this arrow to down arrow, change the direction to downwards. And then you can see that I am repeating the same code over and over again. If I were to do this again for the left and right arrows, I would have this very long block of code that is repeated over and over. To eliminate that, what we can do is create our own block. We're going to go to My Blocks and say Make a Block, and we're going to call this Jump. Another thing we want to teach you is learning how to pass in parameters into a block. In this case, we want to tell it what direction we need the frog to go when it jumps. So we're going to add an input or text number and call this direction. Now we're going to say OK. This provides for us a new block that we can define direction and our jump movements underneath it. Anything that is connected to this block will execute or run anytime we use our new jump block. Let's see how that works. I'm going to drag our existing code in here, eliminate any copies of it, and now we have jump, point in direction, repeat our costume 6 times, and move 10 steps. I can go ahead and utilize this parameter into our point in direction. What that does, that allows me to go ahead and use my jump block on the up arrow key, and I can tell it what direction I want it to go. If I say 0, when this block executes, it'll take that 0 and plug it into this block here. That means if I press the up arrow key, it will point in that direction and then execute the rest of the block. If I were to make another one of these, I grab this for the down arrow and then choose my downward direction, which was 180 degrees. I can type in 180 here. That 180 will get transferred into this block, into the point direction, before moving to the rest of the blocks. Let's see that happen. Here's me pressing the up arrow, it changed upwards. And now when I press the down arrow, it changes the direction and goes down. These are called methods or functions in real code, and in Scratch we call them custom blocks. We are passing in what we call a parameter value so that we can utilize this block in many different ways without having to rewrite our code. Let's go ahead and duplicate this. We want to do left arrow key or right arrow key and change for our direction. For the right, we want to jump to the right, which is 90 degrees, and the left, we can say -90 for left. Now when we press up, it goes up, down it goes down, left it goes left, and right it goes right. You can modify how many steps it moves as well. If that makes it a little bit easier, it'll affect all of the blocks at the same time. That's a little bit better of a jump. When we get our backgrounds in here, we may have to adjust that again for the size. Go ahead and add all the other assets into this game, utilizing the same technique. There is a background asset I've also provided for you that is predetermined here. And that will provide you the background, and you can start changing this and making it a different size. Setting this up so that when we do start, it does start on that very first costume and puts our frog in the middle, pointing in the direction of up in that specific area, which is going to be what, x0 and y about 134. That might end up being a little bit smaller. And that is how we're going to start our game. Thanks.